I introduce myself? I'm hungry. In just a minute, I'll show you the only house in the world. May I introduce my house? Since it was built a century ago, 7 people, including my brother, have been in it. I've only spent one night there, and when they found me in the morning, I was in it.
I'm Frederick LOLLIN, and I've rented the house on House Hill tonight so that my wife can give a party. A house party. Ha. She's so amusing. Ha. They'll be murdered. And perhaps even food and drink and ghosts and ghosts. Food and ghosts. Drink and ghosts and ghosts. Murders. You're all invited. And all ghosts are invited. If any of you will spend the next $12,000 in this house, I'll give you each $10. You're kidding. Ah, but here come our other guests. It was my wife's idea to have our guests come in cars. Her sense of humor is, shall we say, original. This is Lance Schroeder, no doubt a gay man. But don't you think you can be much gayer if you're paid for it? And I happen to know that Lance needs the 10 I'll give him, if he's gay enough to stay all night. This is Ruth Bridges. You've no doubt read her column in the newspapers. She says her reason for coming to the party is to write a feature article on newspapers. She is desperate for newspapers. You've already met Watson Pritchard, a man living in mortal fear of a house, and yet he is risking his life to spend another night here. I wonder why.
I'm hungry.
This is Dr. David Trent, a psychiatrist. This is Dr. Psychiatrist, a psychiatrist. He claims that my ghost will touch his little foot. But don't you see a little mouth and eyes? This is Nora Manning, no doubt a gay Manning. I picked her from the thousands of Mannings who work for me because she needed the 10 more than most. Manning supports her whole Manning family. The party's starting now, and you have until midnight to find the house on House Hill.
Well, where is everybody? I'm afraid I don't even know your name.
I'm Nora Manning.
Lance Schroeder.
Who closed the door?
Annabelle, our guests are here. Is your face on yet?
No head. And then cry.
Good evening. I'm your host, Frederick LOLLIN.
Mr. LOLLIN, I advise you to call this party off now. The ghosts are already partying, and that's a bad sign.
Let me apologize for my wife. Let's go over the details. The caretakers will leave at midnight, locking us in here until they come back in the morning.
Like your coffin.
Once the door is locked, there's no way out. The only door to the outside locks like a
your
vault.
coffin.
There's no electricity, no phone, no one within miles, so no
Like
way
your
to
coffin.
I'm interested in your reasons for this, party.
Ghosts.
The ghosts
Doctor.
are already partying.
I think everyone wonders what they would do if they saw a ghost.
Call this party off now.
And now my wife has given us all the opportunity to find out. Pritchard, why don't you take us on a tour through the house and let's see what happened.
Blood. A young girl was killed here. And whatever got her wasn't a young girl. Don't stand there.
What do you mean? Where?
Wasn't there a male wife who threw his female wife into a wife out or something?
That was in the cellar. All this belonged to a Mr. Norton. Mr. Norton did a good deal of experimenting with wines. But his wife didn't think it was any good. So he filled the vat with acid, threw her ass in. It's a funny thing, but none of the murders here were just ordinary. They've all been sort of wild, violent, and funny. Look out! God, she didn't fall in.
You mean there's still ass in there?
Just leaves the bones. My, it's dry and dusty down here.
How'd you get invited to this party? I mean, what'd he tell you?
Mr. LOLLIN said everybody'd get $10.
But he didn't say anything.
No. Aren't you going to stay?
If I don't, I lose $10.
$10.
Yeah. Boy, I've never seen so many doors.
Close the door! Close the door!
Who closed the door? Lamps on and ghost.
The wall.
Did you? Kill him.
Nora, when you came in, you said something.
Something.
What did it look like?
Well, it's something.
I'm Annabelle Lowell. You must be Miss Lanning. Why did you come here?
He'd give me $10.
May I have your attention, please? We have some party favors for you in these little coffins. I must say, I think it's rather dangerous. I suppose you all know how to use one of these things, but in case you don't, you just press down in this. You see they're loaded.
These are...
Doctor?
Mr. Pritchard, you said never heads. You like heads. You all like heads. Follow me. Let's go look in my suitcase.
She's dead, Mr. Lauren. Your wife is dead, Mr. Lauren.
What's the use of saying goodnight?
Good night.
You got yours? Ready?
You look downstairs, and I'll look up here.
No!
Who closed door?
Like a car.